Hi, it's Kim. Thanks for joining me for your practice today. Whenever you're ready, you can get started out in child's pose. So, forehead resting on your mat. Knees together or spread wide. So big toes touching and just breathing here. So taking a moment to just settle in. So focusing on your breath. Take a big breath in, filling up with air. A long exhale out, just letting go completely. So big breath in, fill up, expand through the ribs and back ribs. And then a long exhale out, letting it all go. So taking a moment to just feel the support of your mat. Maybe spreading your fingers and pressing into your palms. Maybe gently rolling your forehead from side to side. And just bringing the focus to the breath. So slowing down, settling in. And whenever your mind starts to race, just coming back to your breath. Maybe setting an intention for your practice. Coming back to your intention, coming back to your breath. Just at any time throughout the practice that your mind starts to race, maybe you get distracted, or you have that monkey mind with one thought jumping to the next. We'll go ahead and slowly make our way up to our hands and knees. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And we'll take a few rounds of our cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, crown to the front, tail to the back. Exhale to your cat, round your back, push out all of the air. Inhale to your cow. Exhale to your cat. Just taking a few rounds of each, moving with your breath. So just warming up your spine, breathing here. After one more round of each, make your way back to a neutral spine, neutral position. And we'll take a few hip rolls to the right. So just getting out any snaps, crackles, and pops. And then go ahead and come back to center. We'll switch directions, taking a few hip rolls to the left. So we'll come back to center and come into our extended puppy pose. So we're going to walk our palms toward the top of our mat, spread our fingers wide. Melt your chest toward your mat. Reach your tail to the sky. And just breathing here. Inhaling, maybe feeling that chest expand and stretch. And then exhaling it out, letting it all go. We'll go ahead and slowly walk our hands back under our shoulders. So we're going to engage our core. Go ahead and just extend that left leg behind you. Press into the ball of the foot. So getting a nice stretch in that left calf. Press into the palms. Press into the ball of that foot. Go ahead and drop that left knee down. Extend that right leg nice and long. So press into the ball of the foot. Get a nice stretch. Sorry, my cat is going nuts on a toy behind the door. Anchovies. Go ahead and drop that left knee. We're going to extend that left leg behind us. So flexing our foot, dialing those toes down. Engage the core, press through the palms. You can stay right here or extend through that right arm. So really reach in opposite directions. Press through that left hand. Maybe staying here, maybe reaching back, catching that foot, pressing the foot into the palm. So just breathing wherever you are. If you have a hold of that foot, maybe feeling that right shoulder just kind of peel open. We're going to extend our arm and leg and then release back down. So extend that right leg nice and long behind you. Flex your foot, dial those toes down. Press through those palms, engage the core. Maybe staying here, maybe extending that left arm. Pulling in those opposite directions. Maybe reaching back, catching that foot, and lifting by pressing into the palm. So just peeling open that shoulder. And maybe just noticing any subtle differences on one side compared to the other. So not judging it, but just noticing maybe where you're feeling open, where you're feeling tight or holding tension, and just sending the breath there. Go ahead and slowly release, and then release back to your mat. We're going to go ahead and sit back in our hero's pose for just a moment. You can sit up on the feet, or if it feels okay, you can bring those legs to the outsides. Go ahead and inhale your arms to the sky. Hook your thumbs, let those elbows fall out. Maybe walking your gaze up, just opening up, expanding across the chest. We're going to twist to the right. So left hand to the outside of that right leg. Sit up nice and tall. Reach your crown to the sky. Maybe gazing toward the right. Go ahead and come back to center. Inhale those arms up. This time cactus the arms, open up across the chest. Breathing here. And then we're going to twist to the left. So left hand to the outside, or right hand to the outside of that left leg. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe gazing toward that left shoulder. Staying nice and grounded into the sits bones and the feet. Go ahead and come back to center. We're going to make our way back to our first downward facing dog. So feet about hip width apart, heels pressing towards your mat. So fingers spread wide, pressing into your palms. Reach your tail to the sky, melt your chest towards your thighs. Go ahead and pedal out your feet, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe swaying into your hips. Maybe shaking your head yes or no. Go ahead and inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, heels towards your mat. One more time, inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels down. Go ahead and reach that right leg to the sky. Bend your knee, peel open your hip. Pressing equally into both palms. Maybe rolling out that ankle. Go ahead and reach that right leg to the sky. We're going to step through to a lunge. Drop that left knee, press that left hand into your mat, reach that right arm to the sky. So really extending, reaching through those right fingertips. If it feels okay, you can bring that right hand to that left hip pocket. Maybe walking the gaze to the sky. We'll release that right hand to the inside of our foot. Heel toe your right foot toward the outer edge of your mat. So toes out, heel in. Maybe staying here, maybe lowering down onto the forearms. Maybe rocking onto the outer edge of that foot. or adding any movement that might feel good to you. Go ahead and make your way back up onto your hands, onto your foot. We're going to step back to our downward facing dog. Reach that left leg to the sky. Bend your knee, peel open your hip. Take any movements that feel good to you. Trying to press equally into both palms, keeping the shoulders square to the top of your mat. We're going to step that left foot forward. Drop that right knee. And we'll reach that left arm to the sky. So press through that right hand, reach that left arm up. Maybe bringing left hand to that right hip pocket. And just breathing here. So inhaling and exhaling, peeling open. Go ahead and release that left hand to the inside of your foot. Heel toe that left foot toward the outer edge of your mat. So toes out, heel in. Staying here or coming down to the forearms. Maybe rocking onto the outer edge of that foot. Just adding some movement. And just breathing here. So inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Go ahead and make your way back up onto your hands, onto that foot. This time we're going to step back to our plank. So just pausing here. Shoulders over wrist, engage the core. And then press back to your downward facing dog. We're going to tiptoe our feet toward the top of our mat. Heel toe our feet toward the outer edges. And come into our ragdoll, so just grab opposite elbows. Let that head hang nice and heavy. Maybe swaying from side to side. So just breathing here. Beginning to let any stress, any tension just roll off your neck and back. Go ahead and release your hands, heel toe your feet back to about hip width apart. Inhale, halfway lift, pull crown to the front, tail to the back. Exhale, take a nice deep forward fold. And then inhale your arms to the sky. Go ahead and release hands by your sides. And we're going to come into our mountain pose. So we want feet about hip width apart. Relax your shoulders. Find a nice neutral gaze. So just taking a moment to feel nice and grounded, nice and stable. Coming back to your breath. Coming back to your intention. So rooting down through the feet, rising up through the crown. Maybe just letting go of any expectations. So knowing that wherever you are in this moment is where you need to be. Go ahead and inhale your arms to the sky. We're going to interlace fingers, press those palms to the sky. Reach up and then release right hand down the right leg. Reach that left arm up and over, peel that shoulder back. Really press and root through that left foot. Keep the core engaged. Reach through those fingertips. And we'll go ahead and switch sides. So left hand down, right arm up. Reach through those fingertips. Root through that right foot. Maybe walk your gaze up if it feels okay. Just getting a nice stretch on the right side. Go ahead and come back to center. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So we're going to take 3 rounds of our sun A's, moving with our breath. We'll walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So just breathing here. Coming back to your breath. Coming back to your intention. So big breath in, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels toward the mat. One more time, inhale, rise up. Exhale, heels toward the mat. So we'll bend our knees, gaze between our thumbs, walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And we'll sink down to our chair. So big toes touching, sinking our weight toward our heels, lifting our chest. So tuck that tail, engage your core. So just breathing here. We're going to rock forward to our drinking bird. So rock to the balls of the feet, palms down, pinkies squeezing in, engaging the arms. So rock back to your chair. Come back to your drinking bird. So come onto the balls of the feet, palms down, squeeze those pinkies in. Sink back to your chair. One more time, rock forward, drinking bird, palms down, squeeze the pinkies in. Engage those arms. Sink back to your chair, tuck that tail, lift your chest. We're gonna sink a little deeper, a little deeper, a little deeper, and then come all the way down onto your mat. And we're gonna set up for our boat pose. So we want to engage our core, suck that belly button up and in. Pretend like there's a string attached from the ceiling to the crown of your head. You can keep hands on your mat, feet on your mat. Bend the legs halfway. Extend the arms or the legs. So finding that sweet spot for you. Engaging that core, reaching through the crown. We're going to release the hands, release the feet. Lift those hips and thighs. Head and neck can be neutral or dropped back. Go ahead and come back down. We're going to come back to our boat pose. Come to wherever feels okay to you. If you want to take peace fingers around big toes, maybe grabbing those big toes. We're going to release back down, reverse tabletop or reverse plank. So lift those hips, lift those thighs. Breathing here. We're going to come back to our seated position. Go ahead and extend that left leg long. Bend that right leg in. We're going to inhale our arms to the sky. And then exhale, forward fold. So trying to make it a nice active stretch. A nice active pose. Breathing here. We'll come back up to our seated position. Right hand behind the right hip. Got a kitty behind me. Reach that left arm and hip. Extend through those fingertips. Come back to your seated position. So right leg nice and long, left foot bent in. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. So flex that foot. Breathing here. Nice deep belly breaths. We'll come back up to our seated position. Left hand behind the hip. Reach the right arm and hip to the sky. Reach to those fingertips. Get a nice stretch in that side body. We'll make our way back to our seated position. We're going to rock and roll front to back. So massaging out your spine. We're going to go ahead and take a flow. So step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. We'll reach that right leg to the sky. Step through and rise up to your warrior one. So back foot pointing toward about 10 o'clock. Right knee over that right ankle. Pressing into those outer edges of the feet. And then maybe making a connection overhead. Maybe pulling the biceps toward the ears. And just breathing here. We'll open up to goalpost arms, expand across the chest. Release our hands behind our back. Interlace fingers, shine our heart. Right shoulder to that right thigh. So just letting your head fall forward. Letting any stress or tension just roll off your neck and back. Go ahead and release your hands to the mat. Step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So we'll reach that left leg to the sky. Step through. Rise up to our warrior one. So back foot pointing toward about 2 o'clock. Left knee over that left ankle. Maybe making a connection overhead. Pulling the biceps toward the ears. And just breathing here. Go ahead and open up to goalpost arms, expand across the chest, and then release your hands to your lower back. Maybe interlacing them the opposite way. So shining your heart and coming into your humble warrior. So just relaxing your head and neck. Letting any stress, any tension just roll off the back. Go ahead and release your hands. We'll step back to our high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So we're going to take 2 rounds of our sun bees, moving with our breath. We'll walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Right leg to the sky. Step through, reach and rise, warrior one. Hands to your mat, step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Left leg to the sky. Step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to your mat, step back to your high push-up. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Sink down to your chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, step, or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Reach that right leg to the sky. Step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to your mat, option to lift that right leg. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Left leg to the sky, step through, rise up, warrior one. Hands to your mat, option to lift that left leg. Exhale to low. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. So just breathing here. Coming back to your intention. Coming back to your breath. So just inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And just breathing here. What are you doing? Maybe pedaling out the feet. Maybe shaking your head yes or no. Maybe taking a moment in child's pose or grabbing a drink. And just being here. So we will keep our feet on our two separate planes, two separate running boards. Step that right foot forward. Rise up to your crescent lunge. So that back foot is going to stay on the ball of that back foot. Reaching those arms to the sky. We're going to bring hands to heart center. Twist to the right. So left elbow to the outside of that right leg. So press into the palms. Try to stack your wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Maybe opening up to fly. If you want, you can take that right hand to that left hip pocket, peeling open that right shoulder. Or if you want to take the bind, maybe taking the arm under the leg, trying to make a connection, but just trying to peel open that right shoulder. Maybe walking your gaze to the sky. Go ahead and release your hands to the mat. We'll step back to our high push-up. Pause here. We're going to roll our heels to the right, coming into our side plank. So right shoulder over that right wrist. Lifting that left hip. Bring that left arm to wherever feels okay to you. If you want to extend and lift that left leg, maybe grabbing for those big toes. Finding that sweet spot for you. Slowly making your way back to your high push-up. We'll bend that left leg, bring your left toes to the right side of your mat, coming into your wild thing. Go ahead and come back to your high push-up. We're going to release all the way down onto our belly. We're going to bring our arms out to a T, right cheek to our mat. Bend that left leg, left toes come to the right side of your mat. So any subtle adjustments with that left leg might make a big difference in the stretch. Go ahead and come back to center. Left cheek to your mat. Bend your right leg, right toes to the left side of your mat. So breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. Focusing on the breath. Be on the intention. Go ahead and come back to center. We're going to press back to our child's pose for just a moment. So resting your forehead on your mat, spreading those fingers wide, pressing into your palms. We'll go ahead and press back to our downward facing dog. Take a moment to just pedal out your feet, maybe shaking your head yes or no. So we'll keep those feet on our two separate planes, two separate running boards. Step that left foot forward and rise up to your crescent lunge. So back leg nice and long. We'll release hands to heart center and twist to the left. So right elbow to the outside of that left leg, pressing into the palms. Trying to stack the elbows, shoulders, and wrists. Maybe opening up to fly. Maybe bringing that left hand to that right hip pocket. If you want to take the bind, maybe reaching that right arm under the leg. And just trying to make a connection. Trying to peel, open that shoulder. Maybe walking the gaze toward the sky. Just breathing here. So yoga means union with breath. Go ahead and make your way back to your plank pose. We'll set up for our side plank. So roll your heels to the left. Shoulder over the wrist, reaching that right hip to the sky. You can drop that left knee, stagger or stack the feet. Maybe lifting that leg. Maybe grabbing those big toes. We'll go ahead and make our way back to our high push-up. And then lower all the way onto your belly. We'll set up for our locust pose. So we want to relax our arms by our sides. Zip those legs up together. So we're going to lift our chest. If it feels okay, lifting the legs. So nice neutral gaze. Neck, a natural extension of the body. Squeeze those pinkies in. And then release down, right cheek to the mat. Breathing here. Maybe feeling the chest rise and fall with each breath. We're going to come back to our locust pose. This time, maybe interlacing fingers. And remembering to breathe. So inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Go ahead and release your left cheek to your mat. You're okay. So just coming back to that intention. We're going to go ahead and come back up one more time. Come into your locust, or if you want to take bow, maybe grabbing the ankles, lifting by pressing into the palms. And again, remembering to breathe. Go ahead and release your head to stacked hands. Maybe windshield wipering your legs from side to side. You can roll out that forehead that feels good to you. And then let those legs fall nice and long. Bring your hands under your shoulders. We'll press back to our child's pose for just a moment. We're just breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. And go ahead and press back to your downward facing dog. So we'll bend our knees, gaze between our thumbs, walk, step, or float to the top of our mat. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We'll sink down to our chair. So bring hands to heart center. Tuck that tail, suck that belly button up and in. We'll twist to the right, so that left elbow to the outside of that right leg. So press into your palms. Try to keep those hips and knees square. Maybe opening up to fly. If you want to take side crow, maybe taking side crow, so maybe planting the hands. So just coming to wherever feels good to you. We'll go ahead and make our way into our forward fold. Heel toe your feet toward the outer edges of your mat. Take peace fingers around big toes. So inhale, halfway lift, really pull that back nice and flat. And then exhale, forward fold, just let it go. Let your head hang nice and heavy. Relax your shoulders. Try to let any stress, any tension, anything that no longer serves you go. Let it pour off your back onto your mat. Go ahead and release your hands. We're going to make our way into our Buddha squat. So bring hands to heart center. Maybe pressing the elbows into the legs. If you want to fly your crow, maybe planting the hands, maybe rocking toe to heel, maybe flying your crow. If you're flying your crow, go ahead and make your way back to your Buddha squat. So we'll release our hands, forward fold. Heel toe those feet back to about hip width apart. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and inhale our arms to the sky. We're going to make our way into our tree pose. So plant that left foot. Bring that right foot to wherever feels good to you. Ankle, calf, or thigh. Just making sure to avoid that knee. Press your foot, press your thigh together. Peel open your hip. You can have hands at heart center. Maybe growing the branches. Go ahead and release your hands. Release your foot. You can roll out the ankles if it feels good to you. We'll take our tree on the other side. So left foot coming to wherever feels good to you. Hands at heart center. Pressing that leg, pressing that foot together. Engaging the core, reaching through the crown. Maybe growing the branches. So just breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. Maybe relaxing those shoulders. We'll release our hands, release our foot. We're going to go ahead and take our eagle pose. So open up to goalpost arms. Bring that right arm under, right leg over. So sink down, keep that kickstand, engage your core. So suck everything into that center line, reaching through the fingertips. If it feels okay, you can wrap that foot. So sinking down into your chair, reaching those fingertips toward the sky, squeezing into that center line. So maybe finding a focal point and breathing here. Unravel the arms, unravel the legs. We'll take our eagle on the other side. So left arm under, left leg over. So with that kickstand, sink down, squeeze and reach up. Maybe wrapping that foot. Just breathing here. So wringing out the body like a wet towel. Go ahead and unravel the arms. Unravel the legs. Inhale those arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take another forward fold. You have a couple options here. You can just take your forward fold. If you want to spread the feet out a little bit wider, you could come to your ragdoll. And maybe interlace fingers behind the back. And just breathing here. Go ahead and release your hands. Heel toe your feet back into about hip width apart. And just take a nice deep forward fold again. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can have your palms up. Slide them under the feet so that your heels go into your palms. And then just fold in, melt in, pulling your body closer to your legs, pulling your head closer to your feet. And maybe just finding a place to soften. Maybe relaxing the muscles in your face. Letting your head, shoulders just hang nice and heavy. If you have your hands under your feet, go ahead and release them. We're going to inhale, halfway lift, and then sink down to our chair. So big toes touching, weight toward the heels, tuck that tail. We'll release hands to heart center and twist to the left. So right elbow to the outside of that left leg. So sinking into your seat, lifting your chest, pressing into those palms. Maybe opening to fly. If you want to take side crow, maybe coming into your side crow. We'll all go ahead, make our way back to our forward fold. Heel toe your feet toward the outer edges of your mat. We're going to come into our gorilla pose, so palms facing up, toes meet wrists this time. Inhale, halfway lift. Pull that back nice and flat, head and tail in opposite direction. Exhale, let it go. Let your head go, let your shoulders go. Breathing here. Nice long inhale. Nice long exhale. Big breath in. Long exhale out. Go ahead and release your hands. Turn your heels in, toes out. And we'll sink down to our Buddha squat. So hands to heart center. Maybe pressing into those legs. If you want to fly your crow, maybe coming into your crow. So just breathing here. If you're flying your crow, go ahead and make your way back to your Buddha squat. We'll go ahead and release our hands, forward fold. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. We'll rinse through. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Go ahead and reach that right leg to the sky. Step through, rise up to your warrior one. We'll bring hands to heart center, peel open to your warrior two. So right knee over that right ankle, heel in line with the arch of that back foot. So extend through those arms. We're going to straighten the leg, reach the arms to the sky. Bend back to your warrior two. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. And make our way into our side angle. So right forearm to that right thigh. Reach that left arm to the sky. And again, just find that sweet spot for you. Try to peel that top shoulder open. Maybe staying here, maybe releasing that hand. Maybe taking left hand to right hip pocket. Maybe taking the full bind. But trying not to collapse into it. Trying to peel that top shoulder open. If you have bird of paradise, maybe coming into your bird. So just finding a focal point. Breathing wherever you are. If you have bird of paradise, slowly making your way back. We'll go ahead and make our way back to our warrior two. Go ahead and reach that right arm forward and then up and back to our reverse warrior. So left hand can relax down that left leg, or it can wrap around the low back. But reaching through those right fingertips, getting a nice stretch in that right side body. We'll come back to our warrior two. Make our way into our triangle. So straighten that right leg, kick that left hip back, reach forward, right hand coming to wherever feels good to you. So trying to peel your chest open, trying to stack your hips, stack your shoulders. Go ahead and rise back up to your warrior two. Catch your hips. We're going to turn toward the side wall. So toes out, heels in. Interlace fingers behind your back. Exhale, forward fold. Use your core to help lower you down. Let those arms fall forward. Breathing here. Go ahead and release that right hand. Press it into the mat. Reach that left arm to the sky. Pull your head and tail in opposite directions. We bring in left hand to that right hip pocket. Release that left hand. Press through the palm. Reach that right arm to the sky. So pull your head and tail in those opposite directions. Maybe bringing right hand to that left hip pocket. We'll release that right hand, engage your core, Catch our hips, slowly come back up to standing. Pivot back to those warrior one feet. Square your hips to the front of your mat. And then we'll fold over that front leg. So pull right hip back, left hip forward. You can stay here or press into your left hand, reach that right arm to the sky, twisting your triangle. So pull the crown and tail in opposite directions. Maybe stepping that left hand forward, reaching that left leg up to about hip height, flexing the foot. Go ahead and release that right hand, and we're going to come into our half moon. Maybe bringing that left hand to the hip, pulling the head and foot in opposite directions. Maybe reaching that left arm to the sky. Maybe challenging yourself, trying to lift that right hand for just a moment, maybe bringing it to heart center. And then we'll release our hands, square the hips, come into our standing split. Relax your head and neck. Reach that left leg to the sky. Reach it just a little bit higher than you think you can. And then release left foot to meet right. So inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Reach that left leg to the sky. Step through, rise up. Warrior one. Release hands to heart center. Heel open to your warrior two. So left knee over that left ankle. Reaching through those arms. Go ahead and inhale, reach and rise up. Exhale, warrior two. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. We'll come into our side angle. So left forearm to that left thigh, right arm reaching to the sky. Peel your top hip and shoulder open. And then coming to wherever feels good to you. Maybe taking right hand to that left hip pocket, taking the half bind. Maybe bringing that left arm under the leg. Maybe making a connection and just peeling that top shoulder open. Or maybe coming into your bird of paradise. So maybe not worrying about falling. Maybe just playing, maybe having some fun. So just breathing here, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Go ahead and make your way back to your warrior two. And we'll make our way into our reverse warrior. So left arm forward, reach it up and back. Peel that shoulder open. Right hand can come around the low back if that feels okay to you. And just reach through those fingertips. We'll come back to our warrior two and make our way into our triangle. So straighten that left leg, kick that right hip back. Reach forward, left hand coming to wherever feels good to you. So trying not to collapse into the pose, but trying to lift through that right side body. Try to stack your hips, stack your shoulders. Just get that body on one single plane. And then rise back up to your warrior two. We'll catch our hips, toes in, heels out, interlace fingers behind your back, shine your heart, and then exhale, forward fold. So breathing here. Nice, deep belly breaths. Go ahead and release your hands, catch your hips. So we'll rise up to standing. This time we're going to turn our toes out, heels in. Imagine your back's glued to a wall, and we're going to slide down. So coming into our goddess pose, come into goalpost arms. So just sinking down. opening up across the chest. Breathing here. We'll release our hands to our thighs. Press that right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Go ahead and come back to center, straighten the legs, reach through the arms, 5-pointed star. We'll release our hands, catch our hips. We're gonna come back to warrior 1 feet. So back foot pointing toward about 2 o'clock. Hips square to the mat. We're gonna fold over that front leg. So relaxing your head and neck, pull that left hip back, right hip forward. Breathing here, nice deep stretch in the back of that front leg. You can stay here or press through the right hand, reach that left arm to the sky. We're going to step that right hand forward, reach that right leg up to about hip height. And then release that left hand coming into our half moon. So peeling open that right hip, right hand can go to the hip or reach to the sky. Again, if you want to play a little bit, maybe trying to lift that left fingertip, maybe bringing that left fingertip to your heart, but flex through your foot, pull through the crown. We'll release our hands, square those hips, reach that right leg to the sky for your standing split. So reach it a little bit higher than you think you can. Breathing here. Release right foot to meet left. So inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale to up. Exhale to down. Reach that right leg to the sky. Bring that right knee to that right wrist. So coming into our pigeon. So thigh parallel to the edge of your mat. And then just bent in to whatever degree feels okay to you. So find that sweet spot. And then maybe just lowering down. And just melting into your mat. If it feels good, you can stack your hands into fists, maybe rolling that forehead from side to side. So just massaging out the center of your forehead, the seat of your intuition. I'm trying not to let the mind race. Focusing on the breath. Maybe thinking inhale and exhale. Maybe thinking let on your inhales and go on your exhales. And just imagine any tension pouring out like water. Maybe floating away. We'll go ahead and slowly make our way back up to our hands. Can stay right here if you want, maybe walking your gaze to the sky. If you want to go ahead and reach back, maybe catching that back foot, maybe tucking it into the elbow, maybe reaching that right arm back, and just coming to wherever feels good to you. If you have a hold of that foot, go ahead and gently release it. We're going to press back to our three-legged dog. So reach that right leg to the sky, bend your knee, peel open your hip. We'll release right foot to meet left. And we'll take our pigeon on the other side. So left knee to left wrist. So thigh parallel to the edge of your mat. Back leg nice and long. And then just coming to wherever feels good to you. So melting down. Maybe sinking a little bit deeper with each exhale. Maybe massaging out that forehead, that third eye. Just imagine a faucet attached to that hip. So just turning it on. Turning it on. And letting any tension just pour out like water. Maybe staying here, maybe coming up onto your hands, just expanding across the chest. Maybe catching that back foot. So just breathing wherever you are. So we hold a lot of tension in our hips. Trying to break up that tension. Trying to move through anything that's stuck. Just letting it go. Slowly releasing that foot if you have it. We'll make our way back to our three-legged dog. So reach that left leg to the sky, bend your hip, take any movements that feel good to you. We'll release left foot to meet right. And just press back to your downward facing dog. Press into those palms. Spread those fingers wide. Reach your tail to the sky. Melt your chest toward your thighs. Take a nice deep bend in your right knee. Press that left heel toward the mat. Bend your left knee. Press your right heel toward the mat. And then just pedal out your dog. Shake your head yes or no. Sway those hips. Let go of anything else. Inhale, rise up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, heels toward the mat. We're going to drop our knees to the mat. Cross our ankles. And we'll make our way into a seated position. So with legs nice and long in front of us. So inhale your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Breathing here. Trying to make it a nice active stretch, nice active pose. If it feels okay, you can pull back on the feet, flex the feet. We'll make our way back up to our seated position. We're going to bring that right foot to the outside of the left leg. So sit up nice and tall and then twist to the right. So maybe gazing toward that right shoulder. If you want to take the bind here, you can bring that right hand under the right leg, or left hand under the right leg, and right hand around the lower back. So maybe making a connection, maybe flexing that left foot, maybe gazing toward that right shoulder. We're going to go ahead and come back to center. Right leg nice and long. Left foot to the outside of that right leg. Sit up nice and tall. Twist to the left. So flex that right foot. If you want to take the bind here, bringing that right hand under the leg, left hand around the back. I'm just trying to go ahead and come back to center. We're going to make our way onto our backs. So knees bent, feet about hip width apart. We're going to bring our right ankle to the top of that left leg, hug it in. So again, maybe pointing or flexing the feet, taking any movements that feel good to you. Trying to let any last bits of tension just pour out of those hips. We'll switch sides. Left ankle to the top of that right leg. Go ahead and hug it in. Find that sweet spot for you. Let that tension pour out. Leave it on your mat. We'll hug that right knee and extend our left leg nice and long. Pull our right knee over to the left side. So try to keep a connection with your shoulders to the mat. Maybe gazing toward that right shoulder. We'll come back to center, right leg nice and long. Hug that left knee in. Pull your left knee over to the right. So keeping that connection with the shoulders to the mat. Can gaze toward that left arm if it feels okay. We're going to come back to center. So knees bent, feet about hip width apart. We're going to come into our bridge pose. So just lifting those hips, lifting those thighs, head and neck nice and neutral. Maybe trying to think of expanding across the chest. And then slowly releasing down one vertebrae at a time. So we'll come back up into our bridge pose. So lift your hips, lift your thighs. Maybe interlacing fingers, rolling onto the shoulders. And just breathing here. Maybe watching your belly rise and fall with each breath. Go ahead and release back down. We're going to come up one more time so you can take your bridge, take your wheel, come to wherever feels okay to you. And then slowly releasing back down. And we'll make our way into our reclined butterfly. So left hand to your heart, right hand to your belly. Just feeling that belly rise and fall with each breath. So inhaling, filling up. And exhaling, emptying out. So just focusing on your breath. Coming back to the present moment. We'll go ahead and slowly make our way into our happy baby. So taking peace fingers around big toes or grabbing outer edges of the feet. And then just gently rocking from side to side if that feels good. Maybe massaging out that low back. We'll come back to center. Reach those legs up to the sky. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe roll out those wrists and ankles. We'll curl up into a tight little ball. So give yourself a great big hug. Squeeze your fingers, squeeze your toes. Squeeze all of the muscles in your face and body. And then just coming into your final resting pose. So just closing your eyes. Breathing here. And enjoying the last few minutes on your mat at your practice. Go ahead and slowly begin to add movement. So maybe wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. And then whenever you're ready, slowly rolling over onto the right side of the body. So always knowing that you can stay in your final resting position as long as you would like. ahead and slowly make our way back up to an easy seated posture. So bringing hands to heart center. The light within me honors the light, love, and peace within you. And together we bow forward and say, Namaste. Yay! Thank you so much for joining me. Have an awesome rest of your day.